I think there aren't enough events that really convene high-powered women so that they can really share and learn from each other and educate all of us. And so I think I hope it's going to be a very important event that will have legs. The Cleveland Foundation has been blessed to have incredibly powerful, influential women since day one. And at present, our staff is 91% female. That's not an accident. We insist on hiring the very smartest people.
I'm pleased now to introduce our opening panel. Your voice, your story, women in media, on media, and in our community.
My best first lesson was to be eternally curious and to say yes to every opportunity, even if it scared the heck out of me.
I think back to a moment in our newsroom when a female editor, a good friend of mine, was standing. I could tell that she was pretty upset. She's standing alone, and there was a group of men huddling, and they were all her peers on the desk meeting. And I went up to her and I said, "What's the matter?" And she pointed to him and she said, "I'm trying to figure out why I'm not part of that meeting." And I put my hand on her and said as gently as I could, "I'm trying to figure out why you're waiting for the invitation." And if we waited for the invitation, we still would not have the right to vote.
I inherently knew there was a system, and I had to work the system. I had to flirt with grumpy old engineers to get what I needed. I had to sip water when I was going out for a drunken sales 3-hour lunch. I had to avoid lecherous general managers. I did end up marrying one of them, but that's a whole other story. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But there was this system, and I realized I had to work the system different than every other male in the building. And I don't remember being angry about it. I just worked harder and flirted more and tried to flip the blonde hair and tried to work my way as quickly as I could into a position where that shit didn't matter anymore.
Having a female CEO, Kit Jensen, really changed everything for me. She saw things in me that I didn't see myself, and that it took years for me to own and say, yes, I'm smart. Yes, I'm strong. Yes, I have direction. I have a vision, and I have something to say, and doggone it, I want you to listen to me. And once I owned that power, once I said yes to it, life became amazing.
Men never ask of themselves, can we have it all? That it's the wrong question. The question is, how do we bring more balance into, how do we as a community, how do we as men and women bring balance into the workplace, bring balance into our home lives, and just as importantly, bring balance into our communities. We have to change how we think. We have to change how we think of our roles in society, our roles in our families, and our roles in the workplace.
I just wonder, as we move forward, whether our daughters will think that we did enough, fast enough, smart enough, tried hard enough, as we look back.
But the most crucial thing I think we're all saying here is know thyself.
Believe in yourself.
And know what you want.
Yes.
Know what you want. And for a lot of us, it takes some thinking to actually, my favorite question to ask people is, when they're struggling, particularly in midlife, if you didn't have to worry about making a living, what would be your ideal job? What would be your role in the world? And you start there.
I would still do what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I love it. I can make a difference. I can make a change. I can help all of us. But somebody asked me, what would you do if you won the lottery? Would you quit work? And I was like, no, I wouldn't.
Right.
I would use some of that money to buy more advertising dollars because we're not getting enough from our corporation. But no, I would definitely stay at work and help change the world through Northeast Ohio.